Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our next episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. In the previous episode, we saw how Sri Ramachandra completely refuted Bharata's argument, and now Bharata was left with nothing to say right now. And as Bharata was searching for his words, a rishi called Jabali steps up. He is a minister there, Purohita also we can say, and he steps up and he says, "O Sri Ramachandra, साधु राघव माभूते बुद्धिरेवं निरर्धिका प्राकृतस्य नरस्येवा ह्यार बुद्धेर मनस्विनः." He's saying, "O Sri Rama, whatever you said is good, but you are very intelligent person, and for you this sort of argument does not go well with your persona. You see, anybody is born alone, anybody dies alone, then who is whose friend here? And what would we all get from the others here? Oh Sri Rama, why are you thinking about this mother, this father? You should be thinking about yourself. Who is who to anyone? See, any person who has gone from one village to another village, he will stop at one place and then he'll leave his place and again he'll move on. Similarly, father, mother, house, money, all these are such pit stops for us in our lives, and you should not be really worried about any of these people. Why are you putting yourself into trouble and doing all these sort of things? Get back and take over the kingdom. The kingdom is waiting for you." These people all say that Devendra enjoys in Swargalokas, you can enjoy similarly in Ayodhya. Go back there. What is Dasharatha to you? He died. And what are you to him? Now that era of that king is gone, the era of a new king will start. So come over and take over the kingdom. And father is just the seed. He just gives the seed. And when the Sukra and Shondita from the parents, they come and meet, that's when the children come out. So you unnecessarily don't get into this dharma and all. But you see, you're saying this Shraddha, I'm keeping my father in truth and all. If you really think that by putting Shraddha, if that person is going to get that food, then somebody who has gone to a Videsha, to a new place, and we don't know whether he has eaten or not, so hence call one person here and feed him with these mantras. If that's going to happen, then the person who is staying in a Videsha, his tummy also would get full. Oh Sri Rama, stop thinking about all these problems. These are rules made by people who wanted to control others. There is nothing called Paraloka and all. Enjoy it here. Whatever is Pratyaksha, whatever is visible to you, do it. Whatever is Paroksha, whatever is not visible to you, just forget about it." This is how Jabali made a very nastika, very atheistic argument, and Sri Ramachandra really gets angry. He says, "I don't know how my father has put up a person like you in his court. I don't know how he survived with a person like you. What are you talking about dharma? Bhavan me prekamartham vachanam idhi hoktavan akaryam karya sankasam apadhyam padhya sammatam." We are in the 109th sarga now. Here Sri Ramachandra is giving his response. He's saying, whatever you told, your intention was to please my ears, but no, whatever you told is very wrong, and that is very tough for me to even hear. They are not going to help me either in this world or in the paraloka, or in the heaven, or whatever is the life that we are going to get once we leave this mortal body. If anybody is breaking all the rules imposed by the society, by dharma, he would never get happiness in this world. Anyone who has worked hard to get good qualities in his life, he will never fall for these vices that you have just told to me. I made a promise to my father in front of Kaikeyi Ma. They both were happy with it. Kaikeyi Ma was extremely happy with it. My father, yes, he might have had his reservations, but he still nodded for that. So he has given me this order. I have given him his word. I am not going to go back on this. And oh Jabali, if I break this rule, if I break the word that I gave, and if I do whatever I want, how will I be able to tell to a new person as to what he should do and what he should not do? The moment I cross the line of truthfulness, I'll lose the right to tell anyone about about well-being, or truthfulness and all. I'll lose all sorts of rights to do so. Hence, O Jabali, one should never take that path. and you are asking me to come back and become the king. If I break the word, I come back and become the king, everybody in the kingdom would be encouraged by that one act to break their words. And then once people start swerving away from dharma, O Jabali, what is there for us to rule? The kingdom will die on its own. O Jabali, never ever take this sort of line again. A king should not break the rules to become, I mean, any person should not break the rules to become the king, because once he becomes the king, everyone knows that this king can't really impose the rules because he himself was a rule breaker before. And the rule of law for any ruler, the most important thing is truth. Truth is the most important thing in this world. All the rishis, munis, devatas, all of them say this. And here is a wonderful sloka. This is again the 109th sarga of Aranyakanda. Satyam eveshwaro loke, satyam padmasrita sada, satyamurani sarvani, satyan nasti parampadam. In this world, truth is God. Money or all financial abundance always is there along with truth. For everything in life, truth is the root. There is nothing greater than truth. My father gave a word that will remain true. Dattamishtam hutam chaiva taptani tapamscha Veda satya pratisthanaha tasmat tat satya paro bhavet. Sri Ramchandra is saying dana, yaga, homa, tapas, veda, all these are dependent on one thing, that is truth. And the fundamental thing for a human to follow is truth. And in this world, you are seeing many people, some of them rule kingdoms, some of them lose everything they have. All this is dependent on one thing, truth. If he is truthful, he and his family will live a very happy life, and they even go to Swarga after death. And some of them who do not follow this rule, their families will go down and they end up in Naraka. The reason, the underlying reason here again is truth. And I am a person who is a Satya Pratigya. I have made that promise. I will stay by that promise. I have made the promise in front of my father, and hence I'll stay with it. And he's saying, Pratyagatmimam dharmam satyam pasyamyaham swayam bhara satpurushachirna tadardhamavi manyate. He's saying the truth is the most important thing. It's the sakshat pratyagatma, which is jiva. Hence, all the people who stayed, who gave their lives for truth, I am respecting all of them. If people say that doing untruth is Kshatriya Dharma, then I'm ready to leave that also, is what Sri Ramachandra says. And then he says the entire world is based on truth. If truth is not there, there is no life. And then he says, whatever you thought as good things for me, all of them are bad things. All this is wrong. And how do you think, after doing a promise to my father, how do you think I would come back and listen or accept whatever Bharata is saying? Saying all this, Sri Ramachandra cuts every argument of our Jabali brings in, and he also tells the importance of father, mother, and everyone in life. And he also tells that how well it is important for a person to be very truthful in his life so that he can move upwards in life. And he says all this, and he finally, and there's a very long argument, he says, and he finally ends his argument by saying, Dharme rata satpurushai sametaha tejasvino danaguna pradhanaha ahimsaka veetamalascha loke bhavanti pujya munaya pradhanaha. He says, people who are interested in dharma, people who want to meet good people in their lives, people who want to make friendships with good people in their lives, people who are tejovantas, who have done so much of tapasya so that they have become tejovantas, people who do not do himsa, people who do not do any papa, people who are uttamas, such munis are to be respected in the world. So indirectly he's saying, how can I respect you if you are giving this line of an argument? And he also explicitly says, how was my father so close to you when you had this bad ideas in your brain? And then Jabali immediately says, I am not a nastika. Nanastikanam vachanam bravimyaham nanastikoham nachanasti kinchana samikshakalam punarastiko bhavam bhave kale punareva nastika. I am not talking the words of nastika. I am not a nastika. I just move by time. Sometimes I support this Astika argument, sometimes I take the Nastika argument, but I do that on purpose. Oh Sri Ramachandra, I thought somehow I will be able to convince you to come back to Ayodhya with this argument. Since you are not convinced even this effort of mine has gone in vain. And even Sri Ramachandra was still angry. So Vasishta Mahamuni now steps in and he says, Kruddhamagnyaya Ramantu Vasishta Pratyuvacha. Vasishta is saying, Jabalirapi Janite Lokasyasya Gatagatam. He's saying, Sri Ramachandra, the way you're talking about the things after life, Jabali knows all that. He knows about Swarga, Naraka, and how people move across these places. But निवर्तयितु कामस्तु त्वामेतद् वाक्यमुक्तवान् इमां लोकसमुत्पत्तिं लोकनाथ निबोध मे. So he's saying, oh Sri Ramachandra, this was Jabali's effort to get back you to Ayodhya, hence don't keep any anger on him. Now Vasistha is giving an argument where he also wants Sri Ramachandra to return, and he is bringing up the entire lineage of Ikshvaku Vamsa, and he's trying to prove his point. Now, how is Vasistha going to do that? That we'll see in our next episode. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ओम सर्वं सत्प्रीति साई स्वामी चरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु. स्वस्ति. जय श्री राम.